of all the engineerings, my dad felt like elect was like the best. And I was all sold on the whole idea of machine learning. I wasn't sure what it was, but it sounded cool. Guys doing anything data related, gaining their first opportunity, their first internship, their first that narrative is very, very harmful because you get in and you see that nothing is, I'm not earning the dollars people say you should be earning. It takes so much time already. What can I do while I'm in school such that once I'm outside, there's no more limiting factor. There's nothing limiting me again.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Beyond Code. I'm Uduak, and here I bring your favorite tech bros, tech sis, tech daddies, tech mommies, and even tech babies to come and share their experience with us and share their tech story with us. Today I'm going to be having a conversation with Paul Okewunmi, a student of OAU, community lead at DSN OAU. He's also a machine learning and software engineer, AWS Cloud Club captain at OAU. So join me as I welcome Paul to today's episode. Hi Paul.
Yeah, hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
How is OAU treating you? I guess you're actually enjoying it.
Aside the fact that we have just 1 week break, just trying to enjoy the most out of that 1 week. Yeah.
Final year, I'm very sure
Yeah, so yeah, I'm in my final year of electronics and electrical engineering. Final year is pretty tough because everyone thinks final year is like just that year where you just cruise and you finish, but then
you guys are cruising.
no, we aren't. There are some courses that don't tend to stress you, but then there's the ones that stress you, they actually stress you. So weekly assignments, projects, the list goes on and on. So yeah.
Okay, so before we start, we're going to play our favorite game. So I'm going to be asking Paul to tell us 2 truths and 1 lie about himself, and I'm going to try to guess, and you can also guess.
Okay, so first is first I don't know how to ride a bicycle.
Okay.
Second, I love shawarma. Third, I can solve the Rubik's Cube.
So I think the lie is still not true.
Right answer.
Wait. The lie. wait. You don't know how to ride the bicycle, you like shawarma, right?
Yeah, I can solve the Rubik's
Cube. See, it's an AI. That you should know how to solve it. You might know how to solve it. That is very, very true. You don't like shawarma?
Fine answer.
Yeah.
You actually got it.
This is the first time.
I do like shawarma.
Why, please?
I don't know.
Have you tried to come?
That's nice. Like if you feel the shawarma can convince me, the vendor can convince me, no problem.
I tried.
I really don't like it. Maybe because I don't like mayonnaise.
Or maybe because of that.
This episode is brought to you by Okolo Hub. Are you looking for a conducive and affordable workspace with an uninterrupted power supply and fast Wi-Fi? Okolo Hub got you covered. Level up your productivity today at Okolo Hub.
Let's get to meet you, your background, where you grew up, how it affects you, like where you are now.
My background, I'd say I have a pretty basic Nigerian child general background. So I grew up in Lagos. I went to my primary school was a military school, Ep5 Nursery Primary School.
What was that? Which one? Which Ep5?
The one at Shasha. So then I moved on to secondary school. I went to a public secondary school. I went to Lagos State Model College, Mero. Yeah. Then from there I moved on to. So I didn't gain admission on my first trial. So I did pre-degree then I moved into OA. So that's basically it.
So, what made you choose elect from secondary school?
So funny thing is, initially I was all thinking. So there was a couple that got funny story. There was a couple that got transferred to my school, and he was teaching technical drawing, and he usually shows us like his modeling, his 3D modeling of buildings. And at that point, I was thinking I was going to do architecture. So I told my dad about it, and my dad was like, architecture is fine, but I feel like you can do better, and you probably can do courses. So of all the engineerings, my dad felt like elect was like
The best.
the best, and I was like, why not just go for that? And truth be told, I actually even liked elect, just that the copper tried like me seeing things I was doing, and I was really amazed, and I felt like, yeah, I liked it. And also, if not elect, probably it will have been architecture. Yeah. So
But elect is actually good in Nigeria. Like I say, Nigeria in OAU, and they're like one
yeah,
of the best.
OU
I tried
generally.
when you entered OAU to become an elect engineer. Did you hear of tech before, or you heard tech of
And
tech?
so I was coming to OU, and I had very little information other than the fact that OU is a very good school in Nigeria. It's considered one of the top schools. Outside that, yeah, I wasn't familiar with the tech domain, the tech landscape here. So it was when I got in, then I started to experience it, and I felt like, yeah, it's very good. It's very good. One would think, okay, given Unilag and the position of the school, Unilag, no one can come close to Unilag. But then I think OU is inclusive, and
Like it's normal if a computer engineering student or science goes into tech. Why
okay.
did you start?
And so why I started was you shout out to Elisha Odemakinde. Elisha was was the person that introduced me.
Okay.
So I was all sold on the whole idea of machine learning. I wasn't sure what it was, but it sounded cool. So I think the break between my first year and second year, there was a 7 day boot camp organized by Elisha. Elisha was the lead for DSNOE that time, and I attended. So I got introduced to Python, did some bunch of projects, and I think I just stuck with it. Like it. So usually people do a lot of things and they stick to one thing eventually. So I think I didn't have to try out so many things, and I liked the idea. Yeah. So the reason why I liked the idea was there's a coding aspect of it, there's the maths aspect of it, there's the software engineering aspect of it.
With the address.
Yeah, yeah, there's the hardware aspect. So it just combines everything very nicely. Yeah.
Can you share one funny story, like one funny story about from maybe from OU campus, your childhood that if you tell people it's like it makes people laugh, or do you have
That
any
makes
story like
people
that?
laugh. Hmm. So one I used to tell was, so you one would think I'm like the perfect student where, okay, straight A's, ed senior prefect, this kind of, yeah, fine, I was senior prefect. But then there were some weeks before I was made senior prefect when I was in SS2, SS3. There's this, so in my school we do inter-house sports, and we usually cut any haircuts we like. But then it happened that some of the teachers were transferred and new sets of teachers were in, so they weren't familiar with that. So I and my friends went outside school, and I cut gala. I don't even go, and it was even like the very obvious one. I didn't fade it at all. So then um I was walking past the library block, sorry, the laboratory block, and there was this new teacher, Stambali, and he saw me and someone else, and I was like, he couldn't believe his eyes. But because it was a new teacher, he was very pissed, and he called us in. took us to the assembly ground and he gave us some strokes on the assembly ground.
And no, like the old teacher, nobody could even rescue you
Yeah,
guys.
like it was a senior. He was a senior teacher. I was also the house master, so no one could say, "Oh, that's how it is in South Sport." Say it was just every other of my friend who also had very funny haircuts on the assembly ground. They ran,
Oh,
they took the
really?
back and they ran away. So yeah, and funny story was it was still it was still the same teacher who made me senior prefect. Yeah, so.
As a kid, did you have you always like loved school?
I think I've always found school to be nice. I know not everyone says that, but then I've always like just enjoyed the whole process of learning. I don't enjoy writing exams though, but yeah, I write exams and it comes out well sometimes, comes out comes out terrible sometimes. So yeah, school is not. I'm not of the whole idea that school is calm. I think school is very important.
Money wasn't the factor. What would you spend your time doing?
If money wasn't a factor, I would spend my time. I would say building things. It might not be coding. It might be it might be building things with out of cardboard. I just like building things. So I know it might not just be coding and building apps and all, but it's
Just like
definitely
using
going
your
to be
hand.
building things. Yeah, using my hands to build things. So.
Why are you passionate about what you do? Why are you passionate about machine learning after they introduce it to you and
Okay. Why did I
compared
continue? Why did
to
I just
what's that
maintain
one
that?
thing that inspired you to continue?
I honestly consider the field fine. It's a very difficult field. Um, so it's not people tend to bail out. So people that start ML or AI, they tend to bail out and probably just do purely software engineering. So, given that challenging landscape of things, given that it is ever evolving and fine, if I say it is the future, it will sound generic, but then given that I even started building ML products and the likes way before the whole hype, I think I think the whole idea just makes sense to me. So um, instead of having instead of just going ahead to you have your input and output, um, and you have something that lends between your input and your outputs. At the risk of sounding too technical, like just the idea of training a model and training something,
That can
maybe
learn
not
on
a
its
model
own.
that can learn, it just makes
So
perfect.
you're not among people that are scared that they can take your job when you train them finish.
We're like Devin Avi.
Yeah,
Yeah, so software developers are pissed. They are pissed at Devin. I think it's a
that's what is
yeah,
trending now.
it's their anger is justifiable, but I feel like it's also like a challenge. So it would that would mean that um, it would mean that you should probably learn to code better.
Than a machine.
That may not be possible, but then just try to be like the best at it because um, fine. Devin was this your large language models are trained on pieces of code.
Yeah.
And in order for you to have good models, you need to have good code. So why not be the one writing those good code that's producing good models and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's a challenge. I think it would complement software engineers, although it seeming like total replacement. But I think it would complement instead of replacing. It would probably complement
Compliment
software.
them and or maybe make their work easier.
Yeah, make their work easier, make them build faster. So yeah.
That is if a company is like if a company wants to get the Devin and also get a software engineer. But the way things are
So
going,
like fine. I saw the demo of Devin and it can build end to end things, but there are still difficult tasks.
because it's just coming up.
Yeah, maybe common tasks like your typical software engineering workflow. You have a back end, you have a front end, you have some bunch of APIs, maybe, but then there are difficult things in software engineering that even software engineers find challenging, spend days on. That might not be easily abstracted away by using like AI, or yeah, solved easily. So I feel like it may take time, but then I feel like there's still a lot of difficult tasks that. So say for example, a founder wouldn't give Devin his MVP to build.
Build, okay, because it has
Yeah,
started.
because like why would Devin building or your whole MVP, you probably may
And you
not
still
trust some
just,
things. Yeah,
yes,
you may
and
have
sick.
some very niche specific features, and
That the computer will not be able to
yeah,
come up by
exactly,
itself.
and you
Yeah,
just
I get.
want, yeah, instead you want a skilled software engineer to handle it.
So it still falls down to
It
being
still boils down,
very,
yeah. So go past building the basics and build like very
very solid
solid
stuff. Okay,
projects.
go past building the basics. Your career. What do you say are your career red flags? Or maybe
Career red
yeah,
flags.
or maybe company red flags.
Okay, company red flags, career red flags,
Both
both. So career red flags doesn't meaning things that people do that are
things
not
that like maybe if you don't want to choose maybe things that if you see in machine learning and
okay. I
engineering
wouldn't
field
go
that
with
you will
it.
not like go with it.
Uh, if a career requires too many things done, like when things are done the same way repetitively, I get bored. So a career that would involve you doing the same thing
Over and over
over
again.
and over again, no improvement, no development, just doing the same thing over and over again. Those are like even the kind of things that AI is going to replace anyway. So those are like the kind of things I think I would get bored of and I wouldn't want to do.
What about company red flags?
Company
What
red
like
flags. So
even though
it is
they want to pay you like a huge
a
amount
huge
of
amount.
and you say no, I can't go.
So one thing is micromanaging, like micromanagement. So I know there are some platforms where you sign in when you start work. You must not go offline because there's a system tracking if you are off. Those kind of things. It reduces it reduces productivity. It's counterproductive. I enjoy I enjoy like a scenario where I know the tasks I'm supposed to work on, I know the timeline, and I'm just left to deliver on the tasks. So rather than micromanagement or always knowing what exactly I'm doing.
In that period.
So yeah, something similar to what MT Michael Taiwo shared. I don't know if you saw it with one very crazy job description that I released. So those kind of jobs, like fine, it was paying $1,000 per month, but then you'd eventually regret because
Because
you want to know what everything you are doing.
no time.
Yeah, like you don't have personal time for personal things. You don't have fine work life balance might be a difficult thing, but then there should be some semblance of work life balance. So something that will take you away from work life or balancing your work life and your personal life. Something that I would want to do.
So speaking of work-life balance, how did you balance your work
Right
life,
now,
students?
right now, there's no balance. Right now, it's
Just going.
just grind. I think, I think. So there's this funny thing where I think that's what happens sometimes where people that have actually accomplished a lot would come to tell you to practice work-life balance, but then while they were in the process, like they had to sacrifice something. So probably have to sacrifice your social life, maybe not completely, or sacrifice. So like when you're in that when you're that in that phase, I feel like you might worry more about work and trying to get things done and try to build competence, and some things might suffer, which is fine, but eventually in the long run you probably gain them back.
So, as a student now, which one is suffering? Is it your career or your studies?
So now like I think I usually shuffle both,
Okay.
and I think I might just be among the few that have like some semblance of very good career life and very good student
Student
life,
life.
but then it's difficult. So for me, I prioritize school. So if you ask me straight up, work or school, career, I prioritize school because I think the kind of field I'm trying to, the kind of career I'm trying to build, having very good school, having very good
Certificate
CGPA,
and
it's very important. So if you want to get into the best schools for your graduate school, you need very good CGPA. And it's different for people, for different people. Some people just want to graduate, and while they can easily always get over the cutoff, over like a pass mark, they feel they can divert their energy into like building career full time, and why they just okay, I'll definitely pass. But then tilted towards the side of doing school very well. Then when you have time, build your career. So, and given that we've had strike, we've had COVID,
yeah.
there've been times where you're not doing school. So those were like very good opportunities to build career. So yeah,
But can you share some like tips with us, like as a
as a
student,
student,
and you're prioritizing school, but then your career is not. We can see that your career is not lacking at all. You're still doing.
it's
For us, we're seeing like
I've
you're
not gone
doing
all
good,
out yet on my
but
career.
you're still doing well, and you're still doing well in school. So, what are like those things that you can share that you know that you?
So there's a popular saying of follow no road. So I think if you're chasing anything, say school or career, the kind of circle you keep is very important. So if it is school, the kind of circle you keep for like keep maintaining very good academic success is very important. There are some people that they can, like discussing with them, they tend to know exactly what the lecturer is thinking,
Okay,
or what the lecturer,
those channels,
yeah,
reading
so like,
channels.
or they can tell you, oh, this lecturer was talking around this side in the textbook. I feel like one should concentrate on it. So like, just knowing people that hanging out with them, hanging around them, you know things you regularly might not know about, like
Yeah.
courses or classes.
Or
and
things you
and,
missed
and
out.
I tend not to miss classes because given that I might not read until like far into close to the exams or tests, I just use classes to, even if I don't learn anything, just go to the class, know what the lecturer is saying, and yeah, that will help me later. But if I miss the class, it will be difficult for me to get the concept. So I don't miss classes. I think that's one tip. That's one
That's
tip I
two.
can give.
Give us two.
Two. Okay, I
Yeah,
gave you one,
your circle, and also
and
not missing
yeah, no missing
classes. Yeah.
classes. That works for me actually.
Okay. Thank you. So recently on your status, not recently, I think like early this year or late last year, you posted that someone reached out to you to like give you a job, and the person spoke about the job and everything, and then you said no, that this is the salary range you want, not this salary, like the level of, can you like
Okay, I
share
think I
with
tagged
us?
it no grief for
Yeah,
anybody.
yes.
Yeah, so it was so someone reached out to me on LinkedIn, wanted me to open a call on a Sunday, and I was like, okay, I can do that. But um I sensed they really wanted someone to join their team. That's why they didn't mind even having meeting on a Sunday evening. So they reached out to me. Then we on the call, I talked about my background. It seemed quite interested in me, quite interested in things I've been working on, and there seemed to be some alignment between some of the projects I've done and the kind of products they want to build. So they offered to give me they offered to give me an AI engineering internship, and they gave a particular range for stipend. And given that the person reached out to me, I felt like the ball was in my own court. I had like the leverage. So, and I sensed that they would, I sensed that they wouldn't want to like they would want to hire me over someone else. and I told him politely that my past internships and my past contracts have paid way more than this, so it won't serve me any good if I go along with this. And
It's lower.
yeah, like,
Because I actually wanted to. The follow-up question was supposed to be like, how do you know the price to
you
ask
know,
for
like
for like
you know what you've collected
other gigs?
other gigs, and someone is now paying you like one third of it. Yeah, like, so you can confidently ask for that raise or that increase when you can actually show. So assuming when I asked for I asked that salary wasn't good enough, yeah, they asked me to provide proof. I can show them my past offer letters and show them how much was there, and stuff like that. So yeah, I told him that already. I told him that, and I think a week after they sent me another offer, and the offer had like almost three times the initial offer
Wow.
plus a bonus that was equivalent to 1 month's salary. So I felt like if I had kept
Just
quiet and just accepted
yeah.
it, yeah, they would probably have.
Another thing, any secret to LinkedIn, like making your LinkedIn stand out?
So for me, I don't personally do any optimization or anything. I just put in like the basics, like everything that is needed for your LinkedIn.
So
Yeah, put in everything. Then I'm as time went on, I had more things to add. So internships, I got hackathons, I won scholarships, I got. So like initially, your LinkedIn wouldn't be perfect. It wouldn't be the best of profiles. So something like getting a recommendation, for example, you can't get a recommendation if you've not worked with someone. So when you're building your LinkedIn for the first time, you probably won't have recommendations. Yeah, when you're building your LinkedIn initially, you probably may have not competed in any hackathon, probably may not have internships. So it's just put the basics. Then as time goes on, as you improve and you do more, you
what
start
do you say
populating
about
your LinkedIn.
posting every day?
On LinkedIn,
Yeah, someone said if you
uh,
post every day, you get more attractions to.
I think posting in itself is even stressful. You have to think. You have like sometimes like even my current my current job now. I'm not sure I've even put it on my LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn itself is stressful because you want to post now, you have to find the right combination of
Yeah.
words. I'm
Make it look
excited to
professional.
announce this kind of things. Like you have to think, and it's stressful. That's when I see people write epistle on LinkedIn, I'm like, where did they get this energy from?
I'm one of those people.
Like just like I only post the important things, and I don't think posting every day. Even on WhatsApp status, I don't post every day. So posting on LinkedIn every day.
WhatsApp status is like it's not really professional. But some
And
people
but
tell
like
that
I should feel more free
free
to post on my
like
WhatsApp status every day than like what are you even posting about? Are you
live
getting
updates.
professional updates
Like on LinkedIn.
on
Oh,
LinkedIn?
professional updates.
But
Sometimes you
those are
repost other people post. Some people have like there are all
they have
these
a color
LinkedIn professionals. So they have this thing.
like how
Yeah, the
their plan.
workflow that you should follow.
It's different actually. Like for a software engineer, you really don't need it. Like you don't need all like fine for your type of work, you might need to you may need to show appearance and all people need to know you. But then I think for most tech roles, you really don't need that. I think competence generally would fly. Having a strong resume, knowing people that matter, I guess
Yeah,
that
people
should
that
work.
know your
Yeah,
network.
yeah, your network.
CV, like strong CV. You just mentioned that we should have strong CV. So do you have any like CV or resume application tips that
And I think I have mostly generic advice. Leave it at one page. Um, yeah, leave it at one page. um, have projects, have past experience, make sure you pass this ATS. I think applicant tracking system or something. I don't know. So just
Yes.
make like
Is it like
and
a
like when you
website?
submit an app, yeah, there's resume worded. You upload your resume,
Okay.
it scores your resume,
Okay.
tells you things that you can do better and things like that. I think there are templates that even recommended templates that are known to pass the ATS this tracking system. So yeah, I really have specific advice, but like I think generally that should be what you should be looking at. One page. Make sure um, that you have your resume can pass the ATS system. Try to use some other third party software to see how well your resume will score, that kind of thing. And maybe send it to some other people to check for you and I know.
So in your journey since part two, yeah, have you like faced any challenge? Like what's the hardest challenge that you've ever faced?
Uh, what's the other challenge?
Or any challenge?
So I think for guys doing ML and AI generally, there's one challenge. There's one very big challenge of um, you being able to prove how competent you are, given that you're a self-taught person. So for especially self-taught, so when you see job postings for guys for like say an ML engineer, an AI engineer, they probably want someone who has done a master's or a PhD. But then you're still in school. There's really no way you could get that. So the challenge is actually getting opportunities, and trust me, like it's even way difficult than software, because software, okay, fine, be able to write good code and all, but then it requires more than just being able to write good code. To sum it up, for guys doing anything data related, gaining their first opportunity, their first internship, their first, it's extremely difficult. So sometimes it might not come it might not come in the regular part. For me now, my first internship was not, I didn't interview for it. It was, I participated in a competition and they picked the top three and gave them an internship, a 3 months internship. That was how I got my first internship. I didn't have to interview. Then participating in community and being active in community also matter. So for example, for me, there's someone on campus who wants to do a project that is AI related. So first thing they think of is there an AI community? Okay, there's DSNOE. Okay, who's the lead of DSNOE? Then I seem to be like the point of contact. So I think community also matters a lot. Like,
So speaking of the first internship, how long, like from your learning stage, how
did I
long
get?
did you get
So my learning stage started,
tattoo?
yeah, part two, but I got the internship in part three. Part three now. Part three will seem like over a year from part two because of the strike and everything. So yeah. There were phases where I wasn't bent on getting internships. It was just
Learning.
learning. I think everyone should understand that it's in phases. So there's a phase where you're doing the learning, you're putting in the work, building projects, and there's a phase where okay, you feel like you're ready to take on an internship or things
What's the
like
number
that.
of projects you built that will allow you to know that you are ready or
Uh, so I think I don't advise people spend too much on look fine, learn and be competent, but there are times where you knowing when to move on. So say for example, I've learned the basics of HTML, CSS. Um, I've built a project that can demonstrate that I can use HTML and CSS. There's no need for me building 10 projects using HTML and CSS. I probably want to move to JavaScript and do something more challenging. So I think project matters, but yeah, like know when to move on.
to the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
level?
know when to move on. It's just matter of seeing what you've done, and if you ask yourself, does this thing demonstrate that I can actually use these technologies? So if you learn to React or you learn to use PyTorch, are they projects that when someone sees it, the person will say, okay, yes, if you can build this project, then you can definitely use PyTorch. So like that's like the way I tend to access like when I'm ready for something else or when I'm ready to move on to something.
Knowing when to move on. So, what advice would you give to our listeners that are interested in learning machine learning and
Um,
software engineering?
so I'll say first knowing that it's not going to be easy. So people tell the whole story of you get into tech before you know it, you're earning hard currency, earning some dollars. I know.
They say come to tech if you want to make money.
Yeah, so like I think that narrative is very very harmful because you get in and you see that and you spend time and you see that nothing is you're not earning the dollars people say you should be earning. Yeah, and social media can also be affecting you mentally because people come on social media to share, oh, they got this job, especially LinkedIn,
LinkedIn.
excited to announce I got an internship at Facebook, I got this. So like it can be very difficult. So I think you should know it's difficult, and this is even like advice for like any other career. You can't get into the career and you start making it big in that career. It's not possible. Not possible. So one thing you can ask yourself is that dream job or that dream salary I want to collect, like am I good enough to be earning that much? Like, okay, say put yourself in the employees or in the recruiter's shoes and you say, okay, you want to command a 5k per month salary and you check your resume, like be true to yourself, like be truthful to yourself. Can should you be able to command that much salary?
Can give me the job, then I learn on the job.
So and even getting opportunities is even more difficult now because like companies don't want to hire you to teach you. They want to
Exactly.
hire you based
Exactly.
on like the fact
What
that
you
you can
already
actually do
know.
it.
Like
And yeah, so yeah, I just want people to understand the concept, the idea that it's in phases. So there's a phase where you're building and building and building. Then there's a phase where okay, you've built enough and it's time to move on to. So beginners get caught into they get caught up in tutorial hell. Okay, taking this tutorial, then I see another tutorial and say, oh, this is another tutorial on Python. I should take this one. Then you finish that tutorial on Python, then you see another tutorial on Python, you feel like it's better, and you go and do it again. I'm like, when will you start building when you're taking all tutorials? So initially you might be using tutorials to build. So follow along tutorials and you build exactly what the person is building in your YouTube video. But then they are moving on from from doing that to like thinking of projects and actually building it from beginning to end. So build an end-to-end project. So when you have that confidence of, oh, this is a project I thought of, I got the inspiration from somewhere and I built it out and I can see what I built. I can share it to you. You can use it. So I think when you get to that point, you know, okay, yes. Then when you get opportunities, you wouldn't flop. You understand what you need
and
to
talk
do.
about
You
it.
can handle internships and all.
About your MLH fellow experience last year.
Oh, okay.
What's your what was like can you share your experience with us?
So
Application.
okay, so MLH, for those that don't know, it's Major League Hacking.
Yeah.
So MLH is like it's a fellowship where you get paired with various organizations to work with them for like a duration of 3 months. So I got into MLH I think fall of last year. That was September. Application for MLH. Find this a lot of people apply and only very few get selected. But I think it's a very easy process. But then for some reason not everyone gets selected. So first is you obviously the application. So in the application you be asked questions like um, why did you start software engineering or why did you start coding? What do you think you're going to add to the MLH by joining MLH? Those kind of questions where they want you to show enthusiasm. So they want you to show that you really want to improve your career, you want to learn and things like that. So I think filling out those essay questions are just mostly enthusiasm. For MLH, you don't have to do any coding interview. You submit a project that you've done, um, and you talk about that project. So I submitted one project I did. The project is called Jumia Lens. Jumia Lens is just it's a Google Lens for searching for products on Jumia. So you upload an image of anything you want to buy.
So it must be like a personal project. It cannot
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like
It's
a
you have higher chances when it's a personal
personal project.
project, something you built. Yeah. So I submitted that. Then I got called for the first stage. First stage of interview is just tell me about yourself, that kind of interview. Second stage of interview, and interviews are very short, 10-15 minutes, and you're done. Second stage was me talking about what I built and demoing what I built, what I could have done better, technologies I used. And like I said, enthusiasm is everything. Like they're talking about your project, you should be enthusiastic about it. Like you built it and it works, and you want to see that enthusiasm. So, and after I did that, then I was told that I was now in the matching phase. Matching phase is when they look at your experience and they look at organizations and they see, okay, this organization or this open source project would benefit from your skills. So for me, I got paired with Meta. I got matched with Meta, and they're working on. There was a library they were working on called Laser. It's for sentence embeddings and not to get technical. So because of the fact that some of my projects involved working with embeddings and generating embeddings, it just seemed like a perfect match. So yeah.
I was asking for people that want to like maybe
Yeah,
apply
so
this
funny
year.
thing is I've been saying this for the most period. I have an article I'm trying to finish on just the whole application phase. But I haven't finished it, but probably when I finish it I'll share it.
Okay, so I'm an actually final year student. This
Okay.
so I don't know if you would like to share your project with us. Your
My
final year
final year
project.
project.
Yeah.
Okay. So my final year project is is involving um using drones for surveillance. So I happen to be um part of a research lab on campus that's led by Dr. Kipi Ayodele. So some of his projects like that, I've been working on some of them for a while now, and there's an aspect where you need to understand, you want to understand what is seen in the footage, in a drone footage. So, say for example, you are doing surveillance, you're flying a drone, and a vehicle is overspeeding. How do you know a vehicle is overspeeding? Or um, how do you know there's hold up? So understanding like events of interest in video feed.
So that stuff just brought one question for me
Yeah.
that has been on my mind. I've been asking different people, and I'm supposed to know it because I'm a computer science student. Okay, so map, this Google Map,
Yeah.
and if we're driving, the Google Map can tell us that there's hold up in this road, don't pass this road, or pass this road, it is faster, and all those stuff. Or if you're listening to news on radio now and the map can tell you, okay, these are the so places that are free now, and
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know it's AI they use, but what's the future gone like?
Um,
If you can break
I
it
think
down.
I think it's a combination of just location. Like I might be saying the wrong thing, but I think it's a combination of using user location and how fast they are going. So um, if you're using Google Map, it can tell you how long it will take you if you're walking, if you are driving. So I think in situations where there's traffic gridlock, you would have a situation where you have some user location who are currently in a vehicle and who are going at a
Very
very
slow.
slow pace.
Okay.
And given that you Google Map already knows the road, and it knows
How long
how
you are
long
supposed
you're
to take?
supposed to cover a particular distance, and it's taking you, and it's not just taking only you, it's taking
A
like
lot of people that are
like
there.
100 of you in that same location, so much time to travel a particular distance. And I think there and then they might be
So it's still
yeah. So I think
AI
it's, yeah, it's a
based.
combination of um yeah, user location, and yeah, knowing how fast they're
Going.
covering distances.
Okay, so is there any question that you feel like I did not ask, but you want to tell, you want to talk to
uh
the listener and me also about?
no, not really. Just that I feel like every student challenge is trying to do well in school and also build a career. And it's even more difficult for guys in federal school because you spend so much time in school already. So there's the strike, there's the COVID
Then you now come
19.
out, government will say you didn't want below 22,
Yeah,
I'll be above
exactly.
22.
So I feel like I think the mindset should be you've wasted so much time already. Um, what can I do while I'm in school such that once I'm outside, there's no more limiting factor. There's nothing limiting me again. So try to have clarity on what you want to do after school, and don't wait till you are already outside of school before you do it. There are so many opportunities that are available for you as a student. Like organizations will give you access to their software because you're a
Yeah,
student,
keep
because you have
up.
a student email.
Yeah.
So those are like things that you should take advantage of while you are still a student. And
So I know of GitHub. Is there like any other organization that does that?
so I think data camp does something
Yeah.
similar. I think JetBrains allows you to use PyCharm
Okay,
for
okay,
free.
okay.
Not the community version, like the other version. They allow you to use it for free for a year. If it finishes, prove that you're students, they'll give you another year. So there are just a lot of opportunities for you as a student, and just try to maximize it while you're still a student. Don't wait for when you're done. Try to gain clarity. So clarity is you knowing exactly what you enjoy doing, or what you think you'll be doing for the next 5 years. And it's not easy to gain clarity actually. One thing that can help you gain clarity, talk to have like an academic advisor,
Mentor.
yeah, a mentor. These are like people that will help you gain clarity on,
But sometimes these days it's very difficult to find
because
mentors.
even your mentor self is hustling.
It's very
He's
difficult to
trying
find
to
mentor
grind.
because if you go and meet this one, like
I'm busy. Everyone is busy.
or they'll tell you you're not doing, you're not trying hard, they're not.
And no, no, I think gaining mentor, like finding a mentor, I feel like when it's easier when you're your own, you're already doing, you already have a tendency to like, you've already like shown very good, you've been doing things on your own, and you've been doing it well to a very good extent. So if a mentor is coming in to mentor, he knows, oh, these are things that you're already doing or things that you've done in the past. And I feel like the mentor will feel like, okay, with some more tutelage and holding, you probably can do more. So it's based on what the mentor has seen already. Mentor wouldn't take you if you haven't put in any effort. So I think that works. People are busy. It means that you can't use your own to disturb them. You
Stop
get,
them.
so it means that on your own you should have gone already. You've gone. You've done enough. You've done things that you can do in your own capacity, and a mentor is just going to come and see it and know, okay, the person just needs
A little
a
push.
little push. So that little push is what they should do for you, not the push, the initial push. Yeah, that's
So if life was a movie and they say you should give
okay.
it a title, what title would you give it?
What title? I'm very terrible at Remembering movie titles.
No, it can just be anything. Maybe maybe the name of your favorite book or the book that you or how you lived your life and
Uh,
the challenges,
let me see.
the
Let me see.
accomplishments.
It's difficult. Nothing is coming to mind.
Don't worry, people look for one.
Nothing is coming to mind. Uh, I don't know because given that I'm just figuring things out as it comes, so it's difficult to just.
New every day.
Uh, I don't know. I really don't know.
So we've come to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, you can like, share to other people that you think they can learn a thing or two. And also, don't forget, please subscribe to our
Like and
YouTube
subscribe.
channel. Thank you. You can also follow Paul on LinkedIn,
Yeah, Paul Okewunmi.
on Twitter.
Paul_Okewunmi.
Are you on Instagram? No.
Yeah.
Okay, so just on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Bye, guys. See you next episode.